Okay, so this day didn't exactly start out how I planned. The dogs got into the trash the minute I got up at 6 in the morning, and they made a mess for me first thing. But you know what? That's real life, and sometimes those little disasters are what kick off the best homemaking days. So grab a cup of coffee and let's clean, reset, and even sneak in a little project together. With the dishes done, I turned my attention to the counters. I like to take everything off and give it a fresh wipe, just to bring a little calm back to the kitchen. The ice maker came off too, since we've been using bottled water lately. Sometimes it's the simplest changes that make a whole space feel lighter. Even the smallest reset can bring a sense of peace into your day. A little break for coffee with the hubby is always a bright spot in my day. No matter how much cleaning or organizing there is to do, it's these quiet pauses that make home feel even more special. Next up is the trash can. I like to wash it inside and out sometimes before I put a fresh bag in, especially if it's looking a little grubby. It's one of those little chores that don't take long, but it does make such a difference. A clean trash bin just feels good, like a fresh start for the whole kitchen. And I noticed that the laundry basket needed a little bit of a wipe out too, so we'll get that done as well. Next up is the coffee bar. It is staying a lot neater these days, which feels so good. I did leave my pods on the spoon rest this morning, but since I was coming right into clean, it wasn't a big deal. Sometimes you just let the little things go and keep moving. Oops, left a few things on the stove while I was cleaning the counter. Just a little bread, salt, sub oil. And it's time to get these things put away too, and then we'll move right on to cleaning up my laundry area. Well, so is life. There's always some little detour. I went ahead and put those few dishes away before starting on the laundry area. Not a big deal. Now they're all put away. It's time to tackle this space and get it straightened up and clutter free. It's amazing how much peace you can create just by keeping these small corners of the home clutter free. Even the tiniest tidy up makes such a difference, and it always reminds me that homemaking doesn't have to be overwhelming. It's just one little step at a time. Instead of looking at the whole house and feeling so overwhelmed like I used to, I like to break things down into small, manageable chunks. Rather than waiting for a huge sink full of dishes to pile up across the counters and the stove and then the sink, I like to do them a little at a time as they show up. And instead of letting my laundry bar go completely chaotic, I give it a quick tidy when it needs it. And I only focus on that one space while I'm working there. Little steps like these make homemaking feel lighter and so much more peaceful. Yeah, you remember those bags of flour I've been moving around my kitchen for the past couple of days? Well, it's finally time to tackle them. But of course, your girl forgot to turn on the camera while I was bagging, but I know you get the idea. I poured those two big bags into four resealable bags so they'll stay sealed and fresh in the flour bin. I also dated them because I can never remember how long the flour's been sitting around. Little steps like this help me use things up quickly and keep the pantry items feeling a little more organized. And yes, I know it may seem a little wasteful, but honestly, I don't know how old this flour is. And since it wasn't sealed very well, I'd rather not take chances, so out it goes. And I'm going to give the bin a complete wash inside and out. The outside had gotten a little grubby anyway, so this reset feels good. It's a fresh start, and now my pantry staples can sit pretty again. With the bin all dried out, it's time to put the flour away. I made a little note so the bag that gets opened first gets used completely first and the rest can rotate through. This way, this time, nothing will go to waste and it's easy to keep track when I need to buy more. Fresh bags go to the bottom, dated, so we always know what's next in line. Simple little systems like this will make my kitchen run so much smoother. And back to cleaning up as I go. I completely recommend this. People have been saying it for 2 years, and I finally got it. You can teach an old dog new tricks. Next, I'm tackling the spot to the left of my fridge, my catch-all space for brooms, paint, whatever else happens to land here. In a small home, there are always challenges, and sometimes you just have to make do with the space you have. That's how this messy corner became my makeshift broom closet. But what I really want is to move the brooms and mops to the other side and make an actual spot for them. That way it feels intentional and it's easier to reach what I need. And the clutter will finally have a home. Small homes aren't a limitation, they're an invitation to get creative. When we carve out little spaces with purpose, even messy corners can turn into something that feels useful and intentional. Later on in this video, I've got another bigger project coming up, so stay tuned so you don't miss that. Remember that cranberry color that I used for the back door? Well, it's coming inside. These broom and mop holders came from the Dollar Tree. I've shared them before, and let me tell you, if you happen to spot them at your store, grab a few. Even if the price is a little higher now, they're definitely worth it. They've lasted me at least 2 years with no issues whatsoever, and they make organizing this space so much easier. What I don't recommend though is using the sticker that comes with them, because it will absolutely peel the paint right off your wall. Screwing them in works so much better. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to hang my steam mop because the handle was much thicker than the other things, so I just set that in the back corner. No big deal. So, remember the cranberry paint that I used on the back door? I just can't resist bringing that color inside. It's such a rich, eye-catching shade, and I thought the hearth, which I use that word lightly because it's hardly that, but I thought it would be the perfect spot for it. It feels cozy for fall, it'll be beautiful at Christmas, and I think it'll look nice against all the grays in here. Maybe I'm wrong. But I like it, and that's what we're doing. And of course, my little helpers will be here to help in their own way. No, we're not going to do that, buddy. Oh! No, no, buddy! Good Lord. Maximus! What? He touched where I was painting. And yeah, there's Max. In true Max fashion, of course, he just had to leave his paw print of approval right in the cranberry paint. And then it was Lulu's turn. I went around to the other side of the pellet stove, and while I wasn't watching, she walked straight through the paint and tracked it across the floor. So I had to scoop her up and wash her feet while Bella came in to scrub up all the little cranberry paw prints. Definitely not the kind of help I had in mind. I did end up finishing, and then we put the gate all around the pellet stove so the animals stayed out and it gave it a chance to dry, but it will need a second coat. And I'll show you the pellet stove once it is completely finished. Before we wrap up, I just want to remind you that every little bit you do in your home makes a difference. It doesn't matter if you finish the whole list or only get to one small task. It adds up and it all matters. Be gentle with yourself because homemaking isn't about perfection, it's about creating a space where you and your family can feel loved and at peace. I love you. You are perfect as you are. Happy cleaning, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.